Hey guys. Technical problems today. What is up with that? So, let's see. I feel like this is too. Alrighty. So, hi from Michigan. I am great. Excited to be on. Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. I've been slacking with Periscope, man. Like I gotta get on it. So, yeah. I'm kind of everywhere. So let me just introduce myself. Again, I am Jessica Villarreal, and I am a star director with Scentsy fragrance. Yes, Tambra. I absolutely loved boot camp. I went to boot camp 16 when I was a very new director. I literally had been in the business not even a full year, promoted to director, and ended up going. So I was excited because I got to go back this time with two of my frontline directors. So that was pretty cool. And then just going back and listening to everybody. So yes, it was a lot of fun. And I have some fun things maybe to share if we have time today. So again, I am Jessica Villarreal. You will find me on every social media platform at Rockin' That Wax. That's ROCKIN, that THAT wax. So make sure that you go check that out. So today, really quickly, I'm just going to tell you kind of what I want to go over. There's not anything in particular that I'm going to stick to. What I kind of wanted to do, I hadn't done one of these in the evening, so I'm kind of trying to see what time frame is better. Yeah, today I kind of picked a topic, so I want to kind of have it open for you guys to kind of interact with me, ask me any questions that you may have concerning your team leadership. How do you lead your team? So we'll get started with questions in a minute, but if you think that this is something that any one of your team members, even if you have one team member, if it's anything that you think any of your team members can benefit from, definitely swipe right or up, one of the two, depending on iOS or Android, and share it. And you can invite followers. So yes, like some of the ladies were saying earlier, I just came back maybe like not even a week from boot camp. Boot camp, what that means in our Scentsy world is you as a leader within the company get to go to home office, and you get to meet Heidi and Orville, which are CEOs. You get to meet home office staff. You get to meet You get to meet I met 80 new friends that I will forever, be connected to through our boot camp. So it was an amazing experience. So yeah, definitely. So, yeah, let's hear it. What are some questions that you guys may have on the topic leadership and you're with your team? And you don't have to be a director to ask. You can be a certified or essential consultant and sponsored your first brand new team member. You are now a leader. You are helping someone, and you're leading them through their way on their Scentsy journey. So, any questions? How do you get them to do what they need to do? Okay, so let's start with that one. First of all, now, I don't think that there's a way that you can determine what they need to do, but I think with each particular person, so let me give you this, because what I do is I try to create a culture within my team that I teach my frontline to teach their frontline. And you may think I want to help everybody on the team, which is a good question. Which is a good way to think. You want to help everybody on your team, but as you want to do now, with a team of 2, what you can still do with a team of 5,000, okay? Because you want to create your front line to be strong. so they can then go off and teach their team members what you taught them, and then the cycle just keeps on duplicating. So make sure that you're teaching your team, your frontline team members, because that is very, very, very important. If you don't teach them to teach somebody else, then, you know, you kind of drop the ball in there in between, and then you have your frontline team member and maybe a third generation. But that person that's in between doesn't really do anything because they don't know what to do. But you have level 3 that comes here and kicks butt and is a rock star, right? I mean, tell me, does anybody have you ever experienced that? But if you don't teach your frontline those important things, they're not going to know how to teach their frontline those important things. Okay, let's see. Okay, so next question. What was that? I think it was Donna. Sorry. Donna, somebody give me another question. Sorry, they went up in the feed. Okay, so how do you teach your frontline? I have a group strictly for my frontline. Now, some people agree with that. Some people don't. However, you know, that's totally up to you and how you, you know, what you think you want to do. But I have a group strictly for my frontline. And I kind of, if you have gotten on your resources tab and you have downloaded or even looked at under the resources tab, the quick start guide, I literally try to follow that to a T. But I will tell you one thing, and I talked to Sandy Spillmaker, which is, she's the chief, oh my goodness, Sandy, don't kill me, Sandy, I can't remember your actual title, but I spoke to her about a week and a half ago, and I think that Scentsy really, this is one part that I wish that they would, that I gave feedback on, because we all know that as a new consultant within your first 15 days, you have an opportunity to earn your Shooting Star Award, right? And although we do have ways to boost up our, yes, Tambra, I will try to put this on YouTube. We have a way to boost up our, you know, within our 70 days to get to Sensational Start level 1, 2, or 3. But I tell my team members, it is equally as important for you to go get those $500 in orders to reach Shooting Star. It is equally or more so important for you to go and find 1 to 3 people to share that opportunity with and have them join by your 15th day. Now, I said 1 to 3. You may be thinking, are you crazy? Are you insane? No, because the thing is, you don't have to know everything. You do not have to know anything, because you have upline. Maybe you don't have an upline. Let's not, you know, maybe some people complain that they don't have an upline. It doesn't matter. You get with another Scentsy sister. You can get with me. You can get with anybody to help you share with someone else what you need. But don't wait. So many people say, I'm not going to sponsor right now, or I'm not going to teach my frontline to sponsor because they don't know everything. They don't know everything, and I don't want them, you know, to get overwhelmed. Forget that. The same way it is equally important to go get your $500 is the same way it's more so, I tell my team, equally important to get those people to start sponsoring immediately. You're going to have your people that aren't going to do anything. It's a numbers game. We all get that. But you're going to have those rock stars that you're going to, you know, going to be your diamonds in the rough, and they're going to get it. They're going to get the big picture, and they're going to take off faster than you can imagine. But you have to get them to start sponsoring early on. So that's one tip that I could give you. Awesome. How do I encourage them to reach the incentive? So I tell them from day one, what is probably even before day one, I tell them, you know, why do you want to join this business? What do you think it's going to give you? You have to literally know their why. You have to know why they're joining this business. Of course, maybe day one, that may be something totally different. Day, you know, 365 after they've been in a year, your why will always change. But know what they want out of it. What they want out of it, be very clear and tell them, I want to know what you want because I want to know how to help you. So, you know, if you have a person that tells you from the get-go, I just want my discount. That's it. I don't want to do anything else. I still add them to my team page. I still reach out to them. I still answer questions, right? But I know where I, as a leader and their sponsor, I know where I need to keep them connected with training. I may not, train them the way I train a star consultant, right? Because they don't specifically want to do what someone else is doing, but you will always be on my team page and you get to see everything that I post on my team page. And let me tell you, from day one, maybe a business isn't what they wanted, but I've had several people that have changed along the way what they end up wanting, because at the time that they need Scentsy to be their business and bring in a bigger paycheck, they have that opportunity with this business because it's just direct sales. That's what it is. I love that you can always change where you're at in your business. If you're wanting to pick it up, you will create your paycheck. So what you put in, you'll get out. Another question. Awesome. What is tips on kicking the queue? Do you tell them or just continue to try to inspire them? Okay. So Melissa. So this is what I've done, and I think that you guys also know, because you're one of my directors within my organization, you know that I like to focus it around creating a culture. This is the thing. This was a question that we talked about when we were with Jason Harwood in his training, and I kind of gave them a little rundown of what I did. So if you take 40 parties and you do an average of 350, you will be a little bit over director numbers, retail wise, what you need. I don't know the math right now. I have it written down, but you will be a little bit over what director numbers need. Okay. And, so you want to create a culture, right? Because you want them to know, I can say that I've created a culture within my team that they know how important sponsoring is. Melissa, am I right with that? You're the only one that I see that's actually, well, maybe I've seen some other team members, but I've seen you comment. So, I think my team understands that we've created that culture. And just like you're saying, my team doesn't do many parties. Most of the TWV comes from random orders. That is what you have to change. You have to create, if you know that's what you're lacking. Let me tell you one thing that we learned when we were at boot camp. And this is one of my biggest takeaways. Do you tell your team to get the post across how important? Oh yeah, I tell my team all the time. If you're wanting to build a business, because let me tell you, the ones that want to do it will do it, and the ones that don't want to do it, they're not going to do it regardless if you tell them or if you're not. So you have to tell them. If you don't tell them, I have no idea. Well, now, someone that just started to support their own habit, then you have to kind of know where to keep them. You have to learn where to keep them with training. You don't want to push them too much, but you want to let them know every so often, hey, I'm here if you need me. Are you comfortable where you're at? Do you want to kick it up a notch? You have to stay in touch with your front line. You have to. It is crucial that you do that. So you kind of know where to love them at, basically. And this was a big quote that I walked away with, is work with the willing, but love the rest. Let me tell you, you cannot, I spoke about this and I pulled it up because I wanted to share with you. I wanted to share with you that because I know this is a big one. This is a big one, right? Because everybody wants to motivate their team members. If you know what the actual definition of motivation is, you cannot motivate anybody. Motivation is the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. They have to find that why within them that's going to get them up every day to work their business, to do one thing, to put 30 minutes into their business a day. They are, not you. You can't give them that fire. You can't give them that reason. They have to find it within themselves. Now, you can't motivate anybody, but you can inspire everybody. What is inspiration? Exactly, Donna. Inspiration means the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something. Okay, so when you feel, I mean, if anybody can relate to me, comment, give me some hearts. When you feel like you can't, and I say in my Scentsy world, in my purple Kool-Aid world, you know, in the beginning, I was so excited I couldn't sleep at night. Some nights, you know, I was thinking of what can I do? How can I do it? You know, what team challenges can I put out for my team? Who can I talk to about my opportunity? Who can I get to have a party for me? Those type of things, when you get to that point, that is when you are inspired and you better run with it, because that is when the magic happens. And if you can find those team members that have that same purple craziness as you, then that's when you know you found your rock stars. But let me tell you, it's a numbers game. You have to keep on bringing new people in. New blood is the only thing that is going to inspire and bring life back to, as many of you are talking about, the Q. You got to keep on bringing new people in, because guess what? Some will, some won't. So what? You move on to the next. It's just the way it is. And back to kicking the Q, okay? You have to create a culture of parties. You have to let them know this is a party plan business. This isn't a collect the orders every so often and think you're going to make it type of business. And I tell my team all the time, if you are a person that just wants to get your 150 in every 3 months because you want to support your habit, that's fine. Know where to love those people and know what training you need to give them people. You know those people. We still need those people. As trying to kick the queue, what we mean by kicking the queue is when you become a director, if you don't hit those numbers within a 3-month period, you go down to, it's just a title, it's called DQ, because you're not hitting those director numbers consistently. Exactly. So you have to create a culture of them understanding. So let me tell you what I did early on. So what I did is I created a file and I uploaded it to my team page, and I told them, everybody, okay, let's hear. We're going to start understanding that this is a party plan business. And I tell my team members all the time, I am very raw. Sometimes people say I may be a little too raw, but that's just the way I roll. So I tell my team, if you think you're going to make it in this business and you want to get a decent paycheck out of it, or what they're telling me that they want, right? You can't sit there and collect an order from here and a coworker and this and that. It's not going to happen. You have to have parties. We're a party plan business. So guess what? No matter, the beauty of Scentsy is that you can have different types of parties. So I can only count on one hand how many home parties I've had in 5 years this month. But that's okay, because guess what? I'm a star director and I will soon be a superstar director. But that is the beauty of this business, that you can still work it the way you want, but you have to have parties. Facebook, online, basket parties. So what I did is I wanted to create a culture within my team. And I wanted them to understand that, look, this is a group effort. The more you get excited, the more I get excited, the more you help me, the more I help you, and we all go up together. I'm not telling my team, I need you to put in this $400 party because I need to kick the queue this month. No, that's not how it goes. So what I tell them is, regardless of what happens in the outcome, the thing is, we got to party. We got to increase our paychecks. Because at the end of the day, you can tell me all day until I'm blue in the face that you do it just because. But at the end of the day, we want a paycheck out of it. Am I right? So if you want to increase your paycheck, Sarah, if you want to increase your paycheck, you have got to get your team members doing the things that they need to do to get to where they want to get to. So what I did is, if you do this, I don't even have it right here. Crap, where is it at? I think I have it here. I'm going to show you guys if I have it. So what I did, and I did this bigger. Yeah, I do. But it's not the right one. But I'm going to kind of show you what I did. And I have this in a doc. So you see all these little things right here, these stars? So what I did is I had 40 put out on a sheet. It was a whole sheet, 40 big stars. And I uploaded that. I uploaded it to my Facebook group page. And when I did that, I told them, okay, so I need to hear it. Who has parties? And do a booking blitz once a week. If you need to get these people, understanding that parties are where it's at, do a booking blitz every week. You have to. Do a booking blitz. Hey, every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, we're going to get on Facebook. We're going to get our phones. We're going to start texting. We're going to get parties on our books. Because that's the only way we're going to build momentum in our businesses to keep it going, to keep having parties, and to keep on increasing our paycheck and growing our teams. Because it all comes from parties. So I had 40 of these, and I uploaded it to my team page. And then I said, as soon as you have a party, tell me right here, or go put your name next to this list. So what I did is I started putting their name into each thing, right? And then I put the date of their parties. So when those dates are coming around, you can tell them, hey, it's, April the 23rd, Jessica has a party. Let's cheer her on. Let's see what she comes back with. Because when you do that, you're cheering other team members on, right? And then it kind of gives them an accountability, like, dang, they're waiting to hear what I'm going to do on this party. So I got to keep this party, and I got to try to, do as much as I can to increase my sales, because I want my team members to see I had a good party. I want to go back and say that I actually held the party, right? So it kind of gives them a bit of accountability. I learned that at a World Tour spring sprint a long time ago is what you want your team to do is what the type of challenges. Yes, Melissa, exactly. Do you remember this? So you want to create a team of sponsoring, then guess what? The challenges you put out for your team need to be aimed towards sponsoring. If you want your team to raise your TWV, guess what? You got to create a culture to let them know they need to have more parties. One amazing thing that I just heard reiterated at boot camp, but this is something that I already did. If you guys are not familiar with your team tab, you need to go to your team tab and you need to see who is subscribed to the Scent and the Warmer of the Month. You want your TWV to increase? You need to encourage every team member, not just your frontline, everybody, make a video of you getting your warmer and your Scent of the Month. Post it on your team page. Tell them why you get it. Tell them what they get back. Yeah, maybe you may post a picture, but how incredible is video? How many people are on here right now are telling me that you love my energy, you're connecting with me? A picture cannot do that. So make a quick video. Step out of your comfort zone. If you want to kick the queue, you got to do the things that you need to do to make that happen. So create a small video. It doesn't mean you don't have to have makeup. You don't have to have perfect hair. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it and tell them, show them what they're getting. If you don't even, one of my team members, I don't know if she's on, she says, I don't want them to see me. And I say, okay, well, guess what? That still doesn't stop you. From having to make a video. Guess what? Turn the camera. You don't have to see your face, but let me hear your voice. Let me hear your excitement. Let me see what you're doing, because that shows me a different side of you than what a picture can show me. So you want to increase your TWV? That's one thing that I can encourage you. And maybe you might want to give an incentive on that. Do a couple of bars, whatever your budget allows, but tell them, whoever subscribes between this date and this date to the Scent and Warmer of the Month, and you weren't before, I'm going to put you into a drawing for 2 bars of our new Scent of the Month. Whatever it is, it can be that small. But if you're doing it, that is going to increase your TWV. Think about, 10 people that may get the $60 one. Think about how much money that is. Maybe you have a bigger team, 20 people that may get the $60 one. Think about that. And as your business, I know when I see my director numbers, when it's the 15th of the month, I'm looking to see, my jumps anywhere from 2,500 to almost 4,000 sometimes, because I encourage my team members and I tell them how important it is for you to use that tool. Like Scentsy's literally paying you to take this tool. Yes, exactly, Felicia. So, you know, it's amazing. It does wonders. So that was one thing that I learned about kicking the Q. You want to encourage everybody to be subscribed to one or the other. But don't just tell them because you want it, right? Because you can't have the arrows in. You have to have the arrows out. You have to let them know why they need to get it. You need to tell them how it's going to benefit their business. Not just make it about you. I need you to subscribe to this because we need to increase our TWV. No. You need to tell them, I want you to subscribe to this because I know how valuable it can be for your business. Explain to them why. So that's one thing about kicking the Q. I know somebody said something about I'm having a hard time getting parties. I can't tell you, I'm not a big home party person. So I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. And let me just give you something that you can walk away with to tell you that home parties is where it's at. Mind you, I have never, this month, April 26th will be my 5-year anniversary. Okay? I'm a star director. I have never sold $2,000 in a month. And maybe you guys can hold me accountable for it this month, but I am currently at $1,300. Okay? But let me tell you what I did this month. I had 2 home parties. One last Friday and one the Friday before. So my personal retail volume is at $1,300 right now, and I have 2 basket parties out. So, and you know, of course, I'm still doing my thing, collecting orders. So I am hoping, I'm like, dang it, 5 years, I need it this month. Like, it's time to get that $2,000 charm. But, I mean, but that's confirmation to tell you that I hit it. If I hit it, was because I had 2 home parties in a month. I've never had that. I've had basket parties. You know, I've recruited 10 people in a month, but I've never hit $2,000 in a month. It just has never happened. So, home parties is where it's at. And if you're having a hard time, the only thing I can tell you is if you have people spread out and maybe locally doesn't work better for you, do I like doing home parties? I get scared doing home parties. I guess that's why I don't. Like, I can get on a video and I can record myself and I can talk to you all day. But there's something about, everybody has a fear, right? They have little nervousness around it. And that's my thing. I don't know why, but I get nervous at home parties. It's the craziest thing. But it is what it is. But the only thing that I can tell you is to build that momentum is, I get scared. I know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I'm like, ugh. But I still did it. And each party, one party was $500 and the other one was like I think at the end was $400. So the others were just collecting the reimagined warmers and, you know, doing what we do. Those collecting of orders that not just that will work. So, but what I wanted to say about, parties is you have to, you know, maybe you're on the call and you're saying my team is not really a team that understands about parties, or I'm trying to kick the queue, or, you know, they don't want to have home parties. Let me ask you a question and comment below. Have you done a booking blitz? And if you have, how many times have you done it consistently? Somebody comment, tell me. Honestly. Okay, 1. Thanks for putting yourself out there, Tambra. No. Melissa, yes. Tambra, never. Done it once. Yeah, I have. Okay, so this is the thing. Not great results. And that's okay. Tell me your name. What is your name? Asaigon. Ashley. Okay. So, and that's okay. Some things are not going to work. But guess what? We got to keep on trying because that has been a proven concept. Sometimes I've had booking blitz that haven't worked, and sometimes I've had some that I've gotten 3 or 4 basket parties in a month with. But if you have a place for your team to come consistently, and as they're sponsoring new people into the business, if you have a place that they know, every Thursday night, they know Jessica is leading the team in a booking blitz. We're going to get on here. We're going to do that. Guess what happens? They're going to Temper, you're funny. So you need to create a place for them to come to every week. If you're struggling with kicking the queue and you're struggling with team members holding parties or even doing parties, I would say give it a consistent 2 months of every week. Take on that commitment every week to have a booking blitz. And I promise you your team will turn around. It will turn around. Because if they know every Thursday night, maybe I can't get on it this week, but if I know she's going to have it next week, I'll get on it next week. And guess what? When I have my new team member come in, I'm going to tell her, hey, girl, we have to get some parties booked. On Thursday nights, we hold a booking blitz. Nice. That's somewhere for them to come. It's the same thing. Felicia, that's like a whole nother training. But there's lots of information on a booking blitz. Maybe we can get you some somehow. Inbox me and I can try to get you some. But, same thing as parties, right? Just as parties are that important, think about recruiting. If you had a place for your team members to come to at least once a month or once a week, depending how much time you have, right? And how important growing a team is to you. Just like Jason said, he opened my eyes when I had this class with him at boot camp. He said, what do you want your team to do? If you want your team to do those things, those are the type of challenges that you need to have for your team. Why are you struggling with challenges for your team? Those have to be the ones that you do. If you want your team to grow, guess what? You got to start having opportunity meetings. If you want your team to understand a culture of parties, you got to start having booking blitzes. If you want your teams to understand how important it is to go out into the streets and pass out samples, guess what we do at times? We take it to the street. Instead of a team meeting, we meet up at a particular location, and guess what? You got to come with samples. And we're going to get out on the street and we're going to hand samples out. And I'm going to watch you fill out a drawing slip and you're going to watch me fill out a drawing slip. And we take it to the streets. So whatever challenges, when you get off of this Periscope today, as a leader, sit down and write down 2 to 3 challenges, or no, not challenges, 2 to 3 things that you want your team members to do. What do you truly want your team members to do? What do you wish they would do? Write those 2 to 3 things down and think action-based steps and challenges that you can have them go do that. You want them to recruit? Guess what? You need to have a challenge on recruiting folders. And you know what? Maybe you don't have to give them anything. Maybe you give them a bar. Maybe you give them a shout out on Facebook. Maybe you give them a personal video with pom-pom saying how excited you are for them because they won this challenge. It doesn't have to cost you a dime. Just so somebody knows that you care and that you're watching them and that you're helping them along the way. If you want them to have more parties, guess what? You gotta have a booking blitz. Do the things and challenges that you want the outcome for your team to be. So I hope that helps. Anybody else have any other questions? Tamara, you're hilarious. I know, again, like I said, I am very raw and very, very straightforward. I don't like to beat around the bush. Some people are like, but no, I don't like to do it. Yes, Melissa, I cannot. How do you get people to attend team meetings? You gotta hype the meetings up. You gotta plan it beforehand. You can't say, hey, we're gonna have a team meeting 2 days before the team meeting. And again, consistency, Ashley. You have to know how many. Let me just give you an example of what we do. For every 6 months, myself and 3 other directors, we sit down. And we schedule out our team meetings. We schedule out our opportunity meetings, and we do that for a 6-month period. And we're able to, for the most part, unless we have something that just pops up, on the fly, and we just do it like that. Well, that's different, but we try as hard as we can. Hey, Tori, as hard as we can to schedule 6 months out. So that way we're able to share that with our team members in time, you know, if you want people to attend your team meetings, you gotta be more consistent. You can't just, oh, well, maybe I'll have one this month just because, and then I don't feel like it. I don't got time this next month. And, well, you know, maybe I'll skip another month, but the third month, maybe I'll try to have a team meeting. People are like, you know, what is it? Tell me, is it every other month? Is it every month? You know, and then I have, awesome. And guess what? Keep on doing it, because if one person shows up, guess what? That can be your rock star that can take you to the next level. So keep on doing it. Again, I can't push the consistency key any harder. Jason Harwood last night on the call was amazing. And one thing that I took away from him was consistency. You know, there's so many people out there that, you know, we may say, oh, I can't do it as good as she does. You know, she's better than me. She's better than me at videos. She speaks better than me, or she rocks the party out and I can't do home parties. You know, stop comparing yourself. Consistency is the key, because guess what? You may not be as great as somebody else, but if you get up and you're going hardcore every day for that, that's all that matters. Because guess what? You're going to end up being damn great at it if you keep on doing it. But if you stop, then guess what? You're going to kind of get those iffy times that, well, you know, and you kind of fall off. So just be as consistent as you can, especially with everything. I mean, team meetings is just an example we're talking about, but just with everything in general. Anybody else have any other questions? Leadership's a big one. No. Tambra. Where do you live, Tambra? You're awesome. You're welcome, Felicia. Ashley, where are you from? Alabama. Oh, Canada. Awesome. Okay, so, I mean, yeah. What were some of the other things? What was one other thing I was going to... Oh, that was one other thing that I was going to tell you as far as leadership goes. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. So you have to, hey, you're welcome. I don't know who that is, but you are very welcome. So one thing that I can tell you is, you know, we can talk as leaders all day about, you know, you should do this, or you should do that, or you should do this, or, you know, you should do that. But you have to be leading by example. If I've learned anything, thanks, Edie. If I've learned anything in my 5 years, which is this month is 5 years, is if I've learned anything, your team will do exactly what you do. I mean, your team is watching, if I can tell you anything. I've looked back. I pulled my numbers the other day of when I started in 2011 and where I'm at now. And I look and I'm like, and I seen when I had my peaks, and I see when I had my, you know, when the valleys are there, you know, and I sit and I think, wow, you know, my team, and I look at my numbers, right? And I'm like, guess what? Those are the times, you know, it happens, life happens. And those are the times that, you know, I didn't do as much as I could for, as much as I should have been doing for my Scentsy business, right? But you're able to look back and reflect on that. And if I can give you any advice, is lead by example. Just as Edie said, that's actually what I have right here in my boot camp thing. That's what, you know, I have my notes right here. That is what, I mean, you have to be doing what you expect your team to do. And I promise you, your team, you may think that they're not learning, but everything that you're saying, they're watching, they're listening. And what you teach them, they're going to go on and teach their team, their frontline team members. So you have to lead by example. Melissa, how else and how often do you reach out to people besides Facebook? Like team members, you mean? If you mean team members, yes. Okay, so I will say, as your team grows, it gets kind of hard. I do have, like, I think as of right now, 225 in my group, and then my team, like, 150 something. So it gets hard. And I have, like, 52 frontline. So you just have to, consistently just, I have it on my, let me show you real quick. I have my team day. So in here, one of my to-dos on my list is to connect with 1 to 2 of my frontline. And that may be by text. It may be by Facebook inbox. It may be by personal one-on-one with the Periscope, personal one-on-one with the Zoom. You're welcome, Ashley. You know, but I try to connect. So, you know, that is a hard one because after your team starts growing, it's kind of hard. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. And this is, and again, another little raw moment, but it is what it is. And I'm going to tell you what I've learned. And what I've learned is that my energy is going to be fed into those that want it. So I'm willing to help anybody at any time. I have a little, you know, few questions that I ask them beforehand if they're not my front line. 1 is always go to their sponsor. Have you connected with your sponsor? 2, what have you done to try to find it on the workstation? Because almost everything is there. And then if they can't have the answers, if they didn't find the answers within those 2, then you know, we work on it together. But as your front line grows, you have to just kind of, you give your energy to those that want it. I guess that's what I can say. And I'm going to love the rest, but I'm going to work with those that want it. Because those are the ones that are going to change the organization. And those are the ones that want it, and they want to change that for themselves. So that's kind of how I do that, Melissa. Hopefully that helps or makes sense. Anybody else? I didn't even see what you said, Tamara. You're hilarious. You have me laughing over here. Awesome, Felicia. Because I'm telling you, your team's going to grow and you're going to be like, damn, what do I do? Like, how do I do this? But, you know, I'm going to give my energy to those that are asked that want it. They want my energy. They want to know what I'm doing. They're, you know, but the ones that are out there, yeah, exactly. Going from how much to 51 on your team, that's huge. 9. Golly, 9 to 51, that's absolutely insane. So, yeah, I can only imagine how you're right now. Like, what do I do? You know, but you got to kind of, you know, find, not a balance, because there's no way we find balance. We find harmony. The way you're going to, what's going to help, you know, you got to kind of give and take. But train your front line strong, man. I can't push that enough. Train your front line strong, because when you train them strong, they're going to go train their front line strong. And you remove that that gap that I tell you. You know, you have a front line that is just they recruit somebody, and that second or third generation, that second person, maybe they're not doing too much, and you know, you showed them or you trained them, but that third person is just like kicking butt, and you want them to be able to, you want your front line to be strong, and that way they can teach that to their front line. Because I feel like sometimes what I've learned is that there's times in those times that they fall through, where I was finding that some of my people were falling through the cracks is when I had that gap of someone that wasn't doing anything, but they had a rock star on their team. So you always want to, you know, you kind of want to know your team, you know your front line, what's going on, why, you know, they're not, I guess, working. But yeah, so hopefully that helps, guys. I know we've probably been on here longer than I anticipated, but it's okay. Any other questions before we go? Check my Yeti out, guys. Cute, right? I'm choking over here. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm gonna promise to try to be more consistent with Periscope, because I've kind of been falling off the wagon a little bit. But Life happens. So I will upload this to YouTube for sure, Tamara. Alrighty, guys. Until next time, go out there and be amazing leaders. Tamara, text me 469-955-5158. It's everywhere. You can find it on my Facebook page, so I can have your number, girly. Bye, guys.